You've got to be freaking kidding me. What's up, people? Hope you're all doing well. I don't know what to say for this video, because we all saw it coming. Many of us did, that being Dignitas making huge investments in esports throughout the past 5 to 6 months, returning to Counter-Strike, and of course their gigantic comeback and kind of a merger into League of Legends for the NALCS became one of the biggest investments in NALCS history, that being the acquiring and the contract 2 years for Huni, apparently of a sum of $2.3 million, plus bonuses, by the way, which could amount to up to $3 million for that contract. When it first came out, we all talked about it, because we all knew this was a ridiculous sum of money for a skilled player, albeit a great personality, you know, a great face for the team. I think a great guy as well. I think even he himself would admit he probably was not worth anywhere near that dollar amount for what his recent success was and his recent skill level was and achievements were. On top of that, a ridiculous amount of money of $2.3 million, by the way, not all guaranteed, and that same offer after performance this past split being very, very bad. Along with that, of course, the LCS and all League of Legends and all leagues out there undergoing some very tough things and adjustments with some remote matches here and there, and actually debating canceling on top of all of that. That's a debate for another day. With all of this being a lackluster performance for Dignitas this past split, they have now opened up Huni to seek other opportunities. Well, you don't say so. This will go down in history. This has to go down in history as one of the biggest mistakes of a large amount of money in esports. I mean, we talked about many months back, it was Cloud9 not doing the right paperwork or financial details to give several of their owners, actually their players ownership of the organization there. They were fined, what, $500,000, several $100,000? That was a big woof. But this one, you have to go through so many negotiations, so many recommendations, talking through players, staff, coach, management to get this deal done, to sign the dotted line, to pay this guy $2.3 million, and to have that split. My goodness. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of North America struggled this past split. Majority of players not even wanting to finish out the LCS split. If you guys have not seen that, that's a woozy in itself. But to have that performance and now all of a sudden to cave this early on after just one split. By the way, that full $2.3 million, I'm going to guess how this works out. So take it with a grain of salt. That is not. We can confirm to all of you guys the initial reports were wrong. That's not guaranteed money, which is great. But still, he will be under contract. He will get a large portion of that. I would say, what, maybe approaching maybe $1 million guaranteed, because a certain portion of it has to be guaranteed in that contract. Is any other team going to want this guy? And if they don't pay for him, you're stuck with a guy who obviously you don't want there, the team doesn't want there, maybe he doesn't want there, whatever the exact details are. And I mean, why would a guy like Hooni want to leave in the first place, right? He has a gigantic, cushy contract secured. I don't know how the details are going to work if he does not leave entirely, or what team's going to want to pay out whatever buyout he has left of that contract. Either way, he's going to get a large portion, a big sum of money to play for this team for just a single split, and this will be, for the financial record books and history of esports, a gigantic, idiotic hit for Dignitas. It's getting me red in the face thinking about how everyone, I don't know if any people were actually making the argument how he could even be worth anywhere near this, and everyone knew it was going to come down to a moment like this, but even then we could not predict after one single split they would say, hey, take our money or at least a portion of it and find somewhere else to go. Please, for the love of please. Sorry guys, maybe I'm a bit angry here. I love Hooni. I do think Dignitas, can come back from this. It's just going to be hopefully a bit more smart financial planning. I am very concerned, if we're going to be serious for a note as well. We're going to be talking more about esports organizations this week slowly going out of business. Layoffs, salary cutbacks, the growing list out there. Well, it's getting quite large, and some top-tier orgs might likely be hit if this does continue to be an outbreak for some time, and the competitions do continue to be hindered as well. It's just kind of unfortunate timing as well with all of this. A few months after a gigantic negotiation for one of the biggest NALCS contracts in history, it's now all falling apart. I thought FaZe Clan paying $80,000+ a month for a mansion was insane, but their viewership itself is probably, impressions-wise, what the investors look at as a nice return. This in itself, paying Hooni this much per month, it's ridiculous. I hope you're all doing well out there, staying safe, and I'll keep on breaking down esports and gaming news to all of you guys. One of the biggest deals, $2.3 million for 2 years of playing League of Legends, has now officially fallen through. The giant lingering question, is who's going to take Huni now.